I think we've had a pretty straightforward winter with him. Yeah, I mean, relatively mild compared to last year when we got all the snow. So we've had a good run, we had no real stops, and he seems in good form.
And just give us a bit of a backstory to this horse, because he started his career in September and then in a very short space of time ran 3 times, culminating with a win in the Horace Hill Stakes at Newbury.
Yes, well, he was quite immature, and so in midsummer when it was very, very dry, Angus Gold and I had a discussion. We sent him back to Shadwell, where he was well looked after, and he spent about a month back there, I suppose, just giving him a bit of a break. And so that's why he was late coming out, and he was an immature horse anyway, so it did him well, and he came out and won his last 2 races, and ultimately the Horace Hill was the indication that we might have a nice horse.
And he was a 33-1 shot that day at Newbury. Did that performance come as a surprise to you?
I should be quite honest, it didn't at all. No, he'd been working very well, and I was particularly impressed the way he won. And he's still learning a bit, I think he's got more to offer, because he was still a bit green. When he hit the front there, he just had to be caught hold a little bit. He's definitely got some proper ability, and we'll see if he's trained on. We've had a really good run, I have to say. I mean, he's working well. I mean, top and bottom of it is it depends what turns up, and if Too Darn Hot turns up, well, we'll have to see. But I mean, he deserves to take his chance, and we think he's a nice horse, and we'll just have to find out how good he is.
As you say, a very potentially tough starting point up against Too Darn Hot. How do you feel about taking him on?
Well, I think always the worry is if you possibly have a potential Guineas horse, you have the Guineas before the Guineas. You don't really want that, and I see it as a trial anyway. So he'll go in there well prepared, in very good form, and he'll just hopefully run a nice race, and we'll see what happens. But no guarantees he's going to be good enough to win it. But he is in good form. He's in very good order.
In ground conditions, what do you think will be his optimum?
Well, that is a interesting point, because he's never really been on fast ground. He's certainly never really been trained on it, although he's got a good action, and I think he'd probably handle it well, but we'll have to see.
And you've had some great horses down the years, you say the likes of Sir Percy, the Derby winner, Nayef, Mohaather. Does this horse remind you of any of them? Does it show some similar characteristics?
Well, the funny thing is, I thought you'd ask me that question, and I think the only thing is you'd have to say, of the ones you've just mentioned, they were brilliant horses. This horse is yet to show us he's brilliant, but indications are that he's in good order, and that he's showing plenty of speed. And if you made a comparison between him and Sir Percy was a champion 2-year-old. This horse didn't get the chance to be, but he still they had a similar sort of speed. Sir Percy obviously got further. This horse, I would think, a mile is about his trip. So here we go. Let's see what happens.